Leave it all behind. Think about your troubles. Think about, but not just that. Think about something that makes you the most happy in this world that's part of this world. We don't want to think about that, huh? Think about your troubles. But now think about something that's of this world that makes you happy. That's going to be left behind too. If it's of this world, it's not going to heaven. You get what I'm saying? I don't care if it's the most expensive suit you bought, dress, your jewelry, your car. It's not going. It doesn't matter what on this. John, your fishing rod ain't going to heaven. Things in this earth is not making it past here. Leave it all behind. But guess what? There's something greater. Oh, Brother Don, our happiest days on earth don't compare to what we're going to see and what we're going to feel and what we're going to experience once we enter. Now, but the thing is he didn't say that you're just going to have joy when you make it to heaven. You're supposed to be having joy now. You don't wait to heaven to get happy. You have joy now. Joy unspeakable and full of. I'm talking about joy. The Bible says the joy of the Lord is my what? The joy of Brother Glenn. I don't have to wait to get to heaven to be joyful. I should be joyful now. I should be walking around looking like I got beat down by a bunch of mosquitoes. I should be joyful now. I should be joyful today. I should be joyful. Because it's not just going to be joyful in heaven. It's going to be a joyful day. But I should be joyful now. I shouldn't have to wait to get to heaven to feel happy and to have the joy of the Lord and to be walking in happiness and walking in peace. Because He gives me the peace. He is my peace. So when I'm walking in Him, yes, when we get to heaven, it's going to be peaceful. It's going to be just, there's not going to be any fighting, no troubles, no backbiting, no gossip. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be peaceful. But why can't we walk in peace now? Why can't we walk in peace together now? You see, when we come in together and we worship Him in spirit and in truth. We worship Him together. We worship Him with all of our heart. And when we come in together and we come in unity and we come into worship, and you say, Brother Philip, you keep talking about unity. I believe when we come into the house of God to worship the King, we should be worshiping together, not separate. I believe when we come into the house of God, we should be coming in with one mind and one accord. When we come in, we should be coming in with 30 different ideas. We should be coming in saying, oh, we're coming to worship the King. We're coming to praise Him. We're coming in. Now, there's different ways different folks praise. There's different. You're going to have somebody I was just telling you, she's going to get excited. You're going to have somebody else who's going to worship Him by being still. Guess what? It's both worship. Both of you worship. But when we come in and say, regardless of who else doesn't say they're going to worship, I'm going to worship. I'm going to worship. I'm going to worship. Man. Worship. Tonight I ask you, will you worship Him tonight? Will you worship the King tonight? Will you come in, even right now, even though we're going to have a few songs, come in right now and say, I'm going to worship Him. You see, my worship shouldn't be based off if you're going to do something. My worship should be based off if you're going to worship. I have to come in and say, I'm going to worship. I'm going to worship. You see, it's like going before Jonathan, I'm going to use some terminology like you would. It's like going before a big old buffet table. Amen? It's like going before a big buffet table and walking in, and because somebody else says they're not hungry, and me not feasting at the table. Because somebody else says, well, I don't like my food that way, I don't want it, doesn't mean that I should partake. the table's prepared tonight. The table's prepared. Are you going to sit down with the king and feast at his table? Or are you going to worry about somebody else? Or somebody else said they don't like it that way. It's time that we worry about the king. Pray for each other, but worry about the king. And if we can come in together and worry about the king together, and worry about praising the king together, and worry about serving the king together, and worry about being his hands and feet, everything else will fall into place. You see, because I don't know about you, but just like yesterday, sitting around and seeing different food that people have gave me an idea of what I might get next time. And when I hear somebody bite into something, they say, man, that is good. Taste and see. Oh, that the Lord is good. Taste and see that the Lord. I wish somebody tonight would just taste and see that the Lord is good. I wish somebody would just take a bite spiritually and say, wow. Wow. What have I been missing? Why have I been coming into the house of God this long and for so long in a dry spell? Wow. What have I been missing? The king's been serving us some steak and chicken, and I've been sitting over here eating on this little mush, this little baby food, when he's got a place prepared for me, and he's got something good for me, and he's got something that I've been missing. Tonight, will you come into his house and come in and say, I'm going to sit down at the table with the king. I'm going to sit down at his table. Don't come sit at my table. Come sit at the king's table. Don't come and say, what do you want to do? Come and sit at the king's table and ask him what he wants of you. Ask him to fill you. Ask him to bless you. Ask him to strengthen you. Will you do that tonight? God loves us. God loves us. Brother Adam, who do we have tonight? Just fine.